What is up, guys? Welcome to the In the Portal podcast, episode 4. Last time we talked about me and Liam. We talked about men's basketball, the Penn State team, and some of their transfer portal moves and everything going on with them. We were supposed to talk about women's basketball, but on the 8th, Happy Valley United is an NIL collective, new NIL collective with Penn State, and so we're gonna talk a little bit about that and what they bring to the table and everything. Um, the first thing about Happy Valley United, it's combines Lions Legacy Club and Success with Honor. They both merged together to form one collective to make it simpler and easier for the athletes and student athletes and businesses to get involved. It's going to cover all 31 sports, different than what the two were for last beforehand. And so it should really move things along in the NIL space at Penn State. And they're supported by Blueprint Sports. And they just cover Blueprint Sports' Instagram page says that they cover NIL and collectives for donors and businesses and such at a bunch of different universities. So they're a big thing going on right now. Liam, if you wanted to talk about Blueprint Sports and then some of the other things going on right now.
Yeah, so obviously big news coming out there with the merger and starting Happy Valley United, which is something that the two Lions Legacy Club and Success with Honor, they've been working on that for over the past 18 months, I believe, to get this to happen. So yeah, but like you were saying with the Blueprint Sports, Robert Sign, who's a PSU alumni, he helps to lead that, and he basically what he was saying in his message during this all coming out was that the merger between the two shows that Penn State, they want to unite with their NIL collective programs, and they're trying to show that they're competing against the rest of the country and not each other, which allows them in the long-term run to use the resources that they have and really can join that for all 31 sports and the 800 plus student athletes. So it's really, it says it in the name United. They're trying to show that Penn State's working together to better all their student athletes instead of just, making it a lot harder with two different, organizations competing against each other for those sponsorships and donors. So that's definitely a huge thing showing that. And I think it's a big step in the right direction for Penn State trying to keep up with the changing world of NIL. And this was definitely a huge step for the university. I know there's a lot of different ways for people to get involved. If you wanted to go in and talk about the subscriptions going forward and how that is going to kind of work.
Yeah. So like you said, it brings a lot of consistency and gets rid of that competition. Pat Kraft, the VP of Intercollegiate Athletics, said that it's just going to create more NIL opportunities for everyone and consistent coverage all around. But with the thing like that you mentioned is since they're a collective, which basically just means they're a company for donors and businesses to get their money into to help Penn State as a whole. But they have memberships on their website, happyvalleyunited.com. They started a bronze pass for monthly subscriptions. It starts at $25 a month. You get like a newsletter and like a digital membership and stuff like that. And then it goes all the way up to silver, which is $50. Gold pass is $100 monthly, and then the rose pass that has online is $250 monthly. And you get things like it comes with a bunch of things, and it has it on their website. So definitely just a big gives more reasons for, like you said, people, fans, and then businesses and other people to get involved in the student athlete area, and brings a lot to the table for those student athletes to getting that money and that support. Definitely, like we talked about, brings a lot to sports like gymnastics and golf, and will bring everything together, like you mentioned, with the collective being whole now.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a really, really interesting thing. And it seems like they've really, I think the two focused together on making it about Penn State. It says they rebranded the look to make it they're paying homage to the Nittany Lion and their logo. Supporters, like you were talking about, all the different things they can buy. One of the cool things I saw was they can buy, merchandise such as collectibles of key moments in Penn State sports history, which is really cool and can bring in a lot of donors and things like that to add even more money to the fund. So that's a huge thing, and I think it's very cool how they're making it very Penn State oriented, and it's definitely something that future recruits, people in the transfer portal will start to look at that and see the culture that Penn State's bringing as a whole with their athletic programs, and they're trying to better, you know, from the top to bottom, they're trying to better everybody, no matter what sport you're in, what team, what league, it doesn't matter. So it's definitely a really cool incentive and collective, and I think it should work out well for Penn State going forward, and it sets them up for the future really well.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I know we've talked a lot on here about the impact that the portal and NIL has had on the field and on the court stuff. But obviously, like it brings, like you said, brings everyone together off the field and off the court when you have a big collective that's all formed in one group. Like I know just yesterday, Wednesday, the 14th, they held a Center County YMCA event with athletes from over 5 different sports, and other things to connect, like just the student athletes with the community. And they've had a couple other events that they all post on social media to get out and get people there and stuff. So like you said, it's just gonna add to the overall atmosphere of Penn State athletics and stuff in general.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's a big incentive. It's big to combine all that, and if they kept it going, I mean, it was still working well, but if you had it long term, it wasn't a great solution to have different types of NIL things going on and competing against each other. So to bring it together just makes it even more powerful and really big for the university, to compete against these other top schools in the country, because Penn State is obviously regarded as a larger university in the country. They're expected to bring in a lot. Their sports programs are expected to compete at the highest levels, and this alignment definitely helps do that. So it'll be interesting to see how it all plays out, and it'll be great for the student athletes, and hopefully the support from all the donors and businesses keeps piling in, and good things will happen for the university. So if you have
Yeah.
any notes or thoughts on that.
Yeah, well, I think it's interesting. Obviously, the collective is one now, and that'll give the student athletes a more centralized like place to get their NIL deals done. But obviously, there's a lot of the top athletes all over the nation that still have like agents and guys that represent them, like separate from all the collectives and stuff. So I think it'll be really interesting to see like how many players and stuff from different sports end up going that route, or just stick it with the individual side, or maybe like with their own types of reps. Um, but yeah, like we said, it's definitely going to bring a lot more attention to different sides of the of sports, and more money and more stuff coming in. And there might even be more growing in terms of the platforms for people to watch them and get involved in stuff. And it definitely has a lot of room to grow. Was there anything that you wanted to add before we start to wrap it up here?
Yeah, no, you hit it right there. I mean, it's definitely going to be huge, and definitely I see more opportunities coming in the future for this. So excited to see how it plays out and talk about it, and excited to get into these other sports on the podcast. Like we said, women's basketball coming up, so it'll be cool to see how it all plays out and how it benefits all these programs at Penn State.
Definitely, yeah. Like this after this past week, Happy Valley United should definitely have a big impact on some of the sports in the next couple months, over the summer and stuff leading up. So there'll definitely be things to talk about. And then yeah, like you said, women's basketball next time should be a lot of fun. Uh, so yeah, thank you guys all for watching the In the Portal podcast. You can stay connected with us on social medias, and thank you.